Today I'm going to make pork tenderloin in the Ninja Woodfire and we're going to smoke it. One of the things I love so much about the Ninja Woodfire is the fact that it can be really cold out like it is right now, and I can get this set up for smoking in less than a minute. You just have to add in the pellets, which I'm using apple wood, and then select the smoker function. Our temp for the pork tenderloin is going to be 250 degrees. Our time is going to be about 30 minutes, so I don't worry about that right now. And now it's going to ignite those pellets, and I'm going to go get warm and get our pork tenderloin all trimmed up and seasoned up. All right, that looks good. Now I know some of you are probably saying, my goodness, you're wasting so much pork. No, I'm not gonna waste it. I'm gonna use it, I'm either gonna grind it up and use it in like pot stickers or egg rolls or something like that. So I'm not gonna waste the meat that I trimmed off. But why I did that was to have nice, even pork tenderloins, okay? And usually two come to a package. I'm gonna go ahead and cook up both, but you could just cook up one if you wanted to. You can season up your pork tenderloins any way you like. Barbecue seasoning works great. Simple salt and pepper works great, but I'm gonna serve it with a marinara and a little bit of pasta. So I decided to go with an Italian type of rub. What I have here is 1 tablespoon of fine grind sea salt or kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar that is packed into the measuring spoon. I have 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 2 teaspoons of basil, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And I know that sounds like a lot. And I doubled it because I'm making 2 of them. And I'm thinking I'm probably not even gonna need to use all of this. So we'll find out how much I use. I'm putting it into a bigger bowl because it would have been a little too hard to mix. Then mix everything up really well. And then we're going to coat the pork tenderloin liberally with the seasoning. You can do this ahead of time. With pork tenderloin, I don't recommend doing it much more than about a day in advance. You know, some meat, some bigger roast, you can do several days in advance. But with the pork tenderloin, it's smaller, so. They average about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds a piece. These are fairly similar in size. I didn't weigh them. I'm gonna cook to temperature, and I'm gonna cook each one to temperature. And speaking of temperature, I made a little mistake when I preheated, which is not a big deal because I can adjust it. I preheated at 250 and I actually cooked the pork tenderloins at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. So when I go out to put these on the smoker, you're going to see me decrease the heat a little bit. The reason for that is because they cook so fast, especially in the Ninja Woodfire. They cook so fast that if you go at 250 degrees, they don't take long enough to really get a good smoke flavor. So I found by dropping that heat to 225 degrees, we can at least smoke for a good 30 to 45 minutes before the pork's done. And that allows the smoke to penetrate the meat and get a nice flavor. Anything higher and you're just gonna cook your pork too fast, okay? So keep these temperatures low for your pork tenderloin. I have played around with searing afterwards. It doesn't really make any difference, so I don't worry about it anymore. I like the way it is right off of the smoker. I actually might use all of this. I mean, some will be on the tray, but I want to really coat every bit with this seasoning blend. All right, they look beautiful. I'm gonna wash my hands and we're gonna get them on the smoker. It took 30 minutes at 225 degrees Fahrenheit for the internal temperature to come up to just about 145, which guess what, guys? That's how I like it. It may be a little bit too low of a temperature for you, but it is perfectly safe according to the USDA. So we are perfectly safe here with this pork, and it's going to be nice and juicy and tender. If you want your pork cooked a little bit more, just leave it on the smoker for another 10 minutes or so, all right? Then let it rest for about 5 minutes, and now we can carve it up. Oh my gosh. It is so tender. It is so perfectly cooked. Oh my gosh. This is slicing through like butter. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now, I'm just going to taste a piece here with a little bit of the marinara because I'm going to serve this up with some pasta. And Jeff and I are going to have dinner a little bit later. So a little bit of the homemade marinara sauce on there. Okay, now what I'm hoping for is, of course, very juicy, very tender, perfectly cooked pork with a hint of the applewood pellets or the apple smoke, which should be a mild smoke, complement the pork perfectly. I'm so excited. Oh. This is so good. I love the marinara on there, but it doesn't need it. Oh my goodness. Perfect amount of smoke flavor, perfect amount of spice from the black pepper. This is absolutely delicious. So next time you have a pork tenderloin, consider smoking it on the wood fire. It's amazing.